Highest common factor and lowest common multiple. Okay, so if we want to find the highest common factor and lowest common multiple of 36 and 60, we have to know how to begin these questions, and that is with product of prime factors. So product of prime factors, you should know your first few prime numbers: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. Sometimes you may need to go higher than that. To do product of primes, start with your original number, divide by the smallest prime number that divides in evenly, in this case 2. Repeat until you can't divide by that anymore, so 2 into 36 goes 18 times, 2 into 18 goes 9 times. I can't divide by 2 now, but I can divide by 3. 3 into 9 goes 3 times, divide by 3 again to get 1. For 60, we have divide by 2 to get 30, divide by 2 to get 15, divide by 3 to get 5, divide by 5 to get 1. So product of primes, 36 equals 2 squared times 3 squared, and 60, product of primes, is 2 squared times 3 times 5. When we're asked to then get highest common factor and lowest common multiple, we want to consider what that means, what the F is going to stand for and what the M is going to stand for at the end of each of those. So highest common factor, think of the F as being the fewest. Lowest common multiple, think of the M as being the most. Now what that means is, when I'm going to get the highest common factor, I want to take the fewest of each of these numbers. So I could use 2 2's or 2 2's. There's no choice there, so it has to be 2 2's. I could use 2 3's or 1 3. Now I want the fewest, so I'm going to use 1 3. I could use 1 5 or no 5's. Now if I want the fewest, that's no 5's. So I don't include any 5's. So the highest common factor, 4 times 3, is 12. To do the lowest common multiple, remember M stands for most, so I could have 2 2's or 2 2's. Again, there's no choice. I could have 2 3's or 1 3. The most amount would be 2 3's. And I could have 1 5 or no 5's. The most amount would be 1 5. That gives me an answer of 180. Just a note as well about the product of primes. Generally, questions ask you to give it an index form, which is what the 2's mean there, the squareds. Rather than writing 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, rewrite 2 squared times 3 squared. I would recommend that all the time, even if the question doesn't ask for it, as you'll never be marked down for including it, but you could be marked down for not including it. Okay, in this example, we're doing 50 and 75. And I would recommend that you pause it here and try this yourself before watching the rest of the video. So, product of primes for 50, start by dividing by 2 to get 25. Divide by 5 to get 5, and 5 again to get 1. For 75, smallest prime that goes in is 3, which gives us 25. Divide by 5 to get 5, and 5 to get 1. So we have 50 equals 2 times 5 squared. 75 equals 3 times 5 squared. Now, highest common factor, we want the fewest amount of each, so I can take 1 2 or no 2's. I'm going to take no 2's. No 3's or 1 3. I'm going to take no 3's. 2 5's or 2 5's, no option. So it's simply 5 squared. So highest common factor is 25. Lowest common multiple, I could take 1, 2 or no 2s, so I'll take 1. 1, 3 or no 3s, so I'll take 1. And two 5s or 2 5s, so I'll take 2 5s. Gives me a lowest common multiple of 150. And sorry, that's a 2 there, not a 3, apologies. Okay, in this example, this is a problem style question. This is an extremely common question, especially at GCSE. Any question that you see that involves a certain time period for two separate things, and it asks when they will next happen together, is always lowest common multiple. It can be something like this, where it's when lessons will happen together. It can be traffic lights flashing at the same time. Anything where there is a time period for one thing, a time period for a second thing, when will they happen together? Lowest common multiple. So what we want to do is find the lowest common multiple of the two time periods 5 and 8. Now, to split 5 into its prime factors, well, 5 is prime, so its prime factor is itself, it's just 5. The prime factors of 8, divide by 2 to get 4, 2 again to get 2, and 2 one more time to get 1. So we have prime factors of 5 are just 5, prime factors of 8 are 2 cubed. Lowest common multiple is when you take the most amount of each, so I can take 3 2s or no 2s. I'm going to take 3 2s. I can take 1 5 or no 5s. I'm going to take 1 5. That gives me 40 days. So I know that they will play again in 40 days. I just need to work out then what date that's going to be on, and you just do that by simply counting through in your head. There are 30 days in September, so 30 days would bring you up to the 1st of October. Another 10 days would bring you up to the 11th of October. So the answer would be the 11th of October.